G'day everyone. Happy Monday. Everyone had a good weekend? I'll give you all a minute to log in and then we're going to have a bit of a chat to Casey Barnes tonight. We've got the raffle to draw that we've had going and there's been a lot of entries in that this last couple of weeks. So we've got them to draw out of the hat and a few other things to chat about. So what have you guys been up to? You've been to live shows over the weekend? Have a weekend off? I worked this weekend. It was a long weekend down here, so a lot of people are away, but I worked. And we've got Casey Barnes in Tassie this week, so it's going to be a lovely big weekend. All right, well, there's a few people logging in now, so we might bring him into the room. Hello.
Just
welcome.
G'day.
We're in. How are you?
I am well. How's it going down there in Tassie?
It's good. It's good. As we were just saying, it's going to warm up for us on the weekend. Well, we hope.
It's going to be a scorching. What is it going to be? 24 degrees or something down there.
24 degrees. Yes, we had 33 degrees last week, and then 2 days later it was down to 16.
I remember the temperatures growing up in Tassie, and yeah, you never know what it was going to be down there. But But no, we are looking forward to coming down on the weekend. It's going to be a great opportunity to come back down there, and hopefully there's plenty of people that have got their tickets and going to come along.
Who's got tickets? Post us. Let us know. Tell us that you're coming. Are you bringing friends? Have you got your tickets yet, or are you being slack and haven't got them? Because you better jump in and order them. You can get them at the door as well. So, but let us know. We've got the raffle to draw tonight. We've had a huge amount of people enter that, so that's fantastic. I think we've just had, I think it was over 90 people that entered, so it was a huge number, which was fantastic.
And is it two tickets that you guys are giving away?
2 tickets. I don't know if you can see them. 2 tickets to Casey Barnes.
Beautiful.
So we've got those to give away tonight, and we'll get in touch with the winner this evening once the prize has been drawn. So tell us, it's 12 months today. It's #1 birthday for your album.
It is. I didn't even realise until somebody let me know today that it's the 1 year anniversary since the album came out, and it's just flown by. Like it honestly feels like it's only been a couple of months, but it's been a year. And I remember now because it was this time last year, the week leading up to CMC Rocks, and it was the first time we'd ever played at CMC Rocks. So we're all pretty nervous and excited, and we thought it was the right opportunity to bring the album out to coincide with the festival. So it was an exciting week, and it's flown past. I can't believe it's been 12 months.
And how successful, it's been such a successful album for you. It's just, everybody has just been talk about it all year, everywhere you go, every festival is Casey Barnes, everywhere you go. It's been a fantastic year for you.
Oh, it's been very lucky to have, a lot of support out there. As I said in my post today, just a massive thank you to everybody who's got behind the album, whether that's fans, family, radio stations that have been playing the singles this year, CMC for playing the music videos, and everyone behind the scenes that's helped me. My publicist, Karen, she's been terrific, and she works her backside off, and my little indie label down in Melbourne who helped me do stuff, and my radio plugger Frank Verasso. Those guys just without their help it would be a lot more difficult. So it's been a lot of fun, and already excited to be working on some new stuff to bring out probably more towards the middle of the year now. So it's
wonderful. Exciting. That's exciting. We've got quite a few people saying how they just love the whole album.
That's nice.
But who have we got in the room? We've got Tegan Llewellyn, like Casey. If you log on your phone, you can see them on your phone. Christy Hall said, yes, on your phone you can see the comment. Only on your Facebook,
yes.
Not on that.
Yes.
Casey, yes. Christy Hall said that Casey Barnes rocks Tassie. You're an absolute star. Christy, I'm pretty sure she was at Summer Moon Festival.
Oh, great, Christy. We had a blast down there.
Yes.
Has she
And
got her
Scott
tickets?
Field,
Is she coming on Saturday, I wonder?
are you coming Saturday, Christy? I know that you've entered the competition, but have you already got tickets? We've got, and Scott Fields just jumped on and said hi.
Scotty?
As well, he said, question, he said, being a self-funded artist, have you ever thought of singing with a major record label?
Signing with a major record label.
Signing, yeah.
It's a good
Very hard to
question,
see
Scotty.
this.
Good question, mate.
That's
Look,
always good.
there's definitely pros and cons, to that question. I was signed to a label once before, and there were a lot of positives to being signed to that label, but then some negatives. And I've sort of found over the last couple of years, going back to being completely independent, doing it myself. It's a lot more work, but it's definitely, the rewards have been greater. And there's a lot of artists that are signed to labels, here in Australia that will go out and finance an album. They'll put it out there, and they really do struggle to make that money back. Quite often it really is difficult, and often that is when you're signed to a label. And sometimes, when you do go back to doing it yourself, you can actually recoup your money back. And invest that into the next album. So that's sort of what I've been lucky to do with this one is to recoup that money, or most of it, and then put it towards the next album. But to answer your question, Scott, I would definitely, if the right opportunity came along and it was the right label and the right team of people, absolutely I would. I think I just want to wait until I knew it was the right team and the right people to do it properly.
Absolutely. No, that's a really good question, Scott. We've got Ange Webb Barnes just popped in and said that she loves your music as well.
Thanks, Barnesy. Love your surname. Great surname. Tegan, you need to post us a photo of your tattoo of it. We need to see it. I don't know if she can post photo comments in the.
I don't know.
But
you can post
Tegan, I was lucky enough to meet Tegan down at Albury Wodonga last year for the PBR event. She invited myself and the band around to have brekkie at her cafe, and it was fantastic. And then she got me to sign I think it was a plate at the cafe, and then she went out and got the signature tattooed on her arm. So she's an absolute champion.
Yes. I've seen Tegan around at a few festivals. She's amazing, and the food looks incredible. Judy Smith has also popped in. Did really good. Judy Smith has also popped in, and she said it's she hopes you're staying cool today because it's a scorcher and it's almost as hot as your album.
Thank you, Judy. It was very hot here today. I'm obviously tuning in from the Gold Coast, and we were mid-30s here today, and it's going to be even hotter tomorrow, apparently. So I'm looking forward to getting down to Tassie, to be honest.
Yes. Well, I'm sitting here, and you can't see it, but I do have moccasins on. I've got my purple moccasins under these tables.
That's fantastic.
It's not that warm down here.
That is excellent.
It was last weekend, but not now. Not now. It's certainly dropped in the last week. But
it's cold when you get to the electric blanket weather, when the electric blanket comes out.
Yes, I plugged that in this week, getting it ready, because there's nothing worse than crawling around trying to find the plug in the middle of the night when you're freezing cold. So it's plugged in, ready to go. So it's coming. Now, the other thing that is actually it's an anniversary for you this year is your Australian Idol. It's 10 years this year since you were in Australian Idol. I'm not sure if many people watching know that you were in Australian Idol, but tell us a bit about that, because you don't hear as much about that anymore.
It's not something I talk about very often, actually. I mean, not in any way because it was a great experience, an amazing experience, but it's 10 years ago this year, and I didn't even realise until I was chatting to her. I was still obviously friends and in touch with a lot of the guys that were in the top 12 same year as me, and one of my very close mates, Scotty Newnham, who was in the top 12, he lives down in Melbourne. We were chatting a couple of weeks ago, and he said, "Do you realise it's the 10-year anniversary this year?" And I'm like, "You're joking." He said, We've got to organise a reunion or a catch-up for us all to get together, and because we're all doing our own thing now. With Stan Walker, he's gone on to do a lot of things, and he's hosted I think it was X Factor over in New Zealand, and he's been having some actual health battles over the last couple of years, but he's back to full health now, and releasing music. And you've got James Johnson, who some people in the country circles would know James. He's just made the move to Nashville. And another girl, Hayley Warner, who was the runner-up on my year, she's kicking massive goals over in LA as a writer. She's writing for Lady Antebellum and some massive country acts over in the States, and killing it. I'm actually catching up with her when I'm over in the States. We're going to do some writing together when I'm in America. And so we're all doing our own thing, and everyone thankfully is still involved in music, so it's great.
That is fantastic. Do you think that being in Idol helped everybody with their career? Do you think that took them to that next step?
Absolutely. I don't think we even realised at the time, when we were on the show, that platform was such a huge one. I think the biggest thing we noticed was, you went through the top 100, they used to call it, and then you went into the semi-finals, which was the top 24. But the transition from the top 24 to making the top 12 was just unbelievable. You go from one week where you could walk down the street and people didn't really know who you were, to the next week we were on every single bus stop, in Sydney, on billboards and in magazines, and then all of a sudden everybody knows who you are, and it was a strange feeling, but definitely helped put your name out there. That's definitely for sure.
That's awesome. It's just you don't hear that much of it anymore, so it's really nice to sort of hear that you're all still keeping in touch, and it really made a difference. Because I remember watching that year. I remember all the different things, but you don't sort of think of it now because it's sort of not as out there.
No.
I have a few people that have tuned in now. There's quite a few people watching that I think have probably entered the competition. So we might draw the competition now.
Right. G'day, Dave. Kathy. G'day, Judy. G'day, Joe. Oh, can I do a special shout out to Joe down there in Tassie? I know she's tuning in, along with yourself and Nick. You guys have been absolutely incredible down there, and along with Joe, just spreading the word about the show on Saturday and putting up posters and letting everyone know about the show. You've been amazing. So thank you very much for all your help. I really massively appreciate it. And I think Joe's cooking up a batch of, you can let us know, Joe, if you're cooking up a batch of some slices or some cookies or something. She's bringing along something on Saturday, so it's going to be great.
That does sound fun. Actually, Joe might be able to play that game with us. We have a game that we're going to play, and we might go live while we play it on Saturday, Joe. So if you're there, you might enter the game with us if you're keen. You've got to be pretty brave. It's not going to be an easy game, but we'll give it a go. Now we have 2 tickets, and we have Cassie has actually donated a ticket for this competition.
You're a legend,
she will be
Kathy.
there today, so make sure you say hello and thank her because she has donated one of them. I'm not going to look. No, can't look. Can't look. What have we got? Oh, Joe Winch.
You're joking. That is excellent. Surely it's not rigged.
That is not rigged. That's great. Hi, Brendan. How are you? Well, Joe, I don't know if you have tickets or not, but you.
Oh, where'd you go? I don't know if you can hear me, Danny, but for some reason, I've lost audio. So I don't know if you're there or what's going on, but I've just lost you. Oh, you're back. I can see you again. I just can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, now I can.
We're actually having a few issues with this program, and so we've actually been in touch. The program got in touch with me last week, and they have issues, and they was sure that it was fixed. So it's just cut me out again. So we may not be fixed. Yeah. You're back. So I'm back now. Hopefully it lasts, and we don't have problems again. There was some really big issues last week with the running of it, and We thought it was our internet. It wasn't our internet. We thought it was the computer. It wasn't the computer. It was actually the program itself. So we may have to look at changing the platform that we use, but we'll see how we go. So Joe said that you'll drag 2 more people along. That is fantastic. But I wonder why you didn't have those 2 coming along before, Joe.
Well, what should we do, Joe? Now, this is Joe's call. Does she want to drag 2 more people along, or do we want to redraw it? Because Joe's already got a ticket. I don't know what the best thing is to do here. What do you want to do, Joe?
What would you like, Joe?
Your call, mate. We want to make sure the 2 tickets go to 2 people that are definitely going to come, and
yeah,
not sure.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see what she wants to do.
In the house.
So, while we're waiting for Joe, tell us a bit. You're heading to the US very soon, in a couple of weeks.
I am actually next week. It's that close. I was literally just having dinner with the girls upstairs and talking about it. And it's next week. Next Thursday, I jump on the plane, and it's the longest I've ever actually been away from my 2 daughters since they've been born. I'll be away for about 3 weeks. So heading over there, firstly to Kansas City for I'm doing a bunch of the PBR arena events, the pro bull riding gigs that I've been doing, and sort of been chipping away at those basically for the last 18 months to try and get over to the States, and they invited me to come over at the start of the year. And so Kansas City's the first one, and then heading back to LA, doing a little bit of riding in LA, then heading to Nashville for about a week and a half there, a bit of recording and some other stuff, and then heading off to South Dakota for some more events with the PBR after that. So it's going to be a big trip.
Yeah, that's huge. That is exciting, though. How exciting. I mean, I know you've certainly been over there before and done a lot of tours with a lot of different sort of artists and different shows, but 3 weeks of very busy writing and touring, that's fantastic. Have you got any more PBRs in Australia? Are you doing any more down here at all?
Good question. Well, I had a pretty good run with the PBR. They sort of took me on for, a good 18 months and took me in as, pretty much like part of their family. And I can't speak highly enough of all the crew and the staff that work on the PBR. I don't know what they're going to do this year. I know they were talking about maybe getting me back for some of the bigger events, but they might want to change things because, just to keep it fresh, which I think is not a bad idea. I remember I was saying to my wife a couple of weeks ago when the Gold Coast Suns, the AFL team, first came into the competition, we were the band that got to play at all of the home games at Metricon Stadium, and I think we would have played at every single home game for the first 2 seasons, and it got to the point where there would have been people in the crowd just going, "Not this freaking band again!" And you don't want that to be the case. You don't want to be doing something for too long where it gets to the point where people start to get sick of it. So it's not bad to change things up sometimes.
Yeah, maybe you can do a few guest PBR appearances and in different places.
Yes. Love to.
It was fantastic. Who went along? Tell us who went along to the PBR, because I went to the Brisbane PBR and it was fantastic. Tell us who did go, because we haven't heard a lot from you guys. It's always about festivals and shows. So tell us who went to the PBR and watched Casey and the competitions.
Tegan said, "Put me in your suitcase." No worries, I can do that, Tegan. You can be my on-tour chef if you don't mind. And Joe's just said redraw.
Redrawer.
He said
Have you
redraw.
got the hat back? Oh.
Good on you, Joe. Typical Joe.
Getting the hat. Joe did enter the competition quite a few times, so I hope we don't get her again. What is this one? Who have we got there? Oh,
we have.
I've thrown them away.
Shay
Morey. Shay, are you on?
Oh, Shay
Morey. Yeah. She has.
We'll have to reach out to Shay, let her know.
So I will get in touch with Shay. I haven't seen her log on, so she may be there, and we may have missed her. But I will get in touch with her tonight.
If not, I'm sure Joe will find 2 people.
I'm sure she will. And thank you, Joe. Thank you for entering. And you have Joe has got behind the competition and shared and entered and tagged so many people. So it's just been really helpful. So thank you very much. Just had Jace Lansky enter the room.
Jace,
and he said last US.
Thanks, mate. I'll see you for a beer when I get back, mate, at the Gold Coast Music Awards. If you're coming this year, I'll see you there, mate. We had a great time. This time last year. We were both having a chat at the Gold Coast Music Awards. So that's back in May. So I'll see you there, mate.
Wonderful. Excellent. So what festivals have you got lined up when you come back?
When I come back, we literally get off the plane and then we're doing a show up here on the Gold Coast at the Southport RSL. And I think Nat Pearson, I don't know if she's tuning in tonight, but Nat will be performing with us that night as well. And then we've got the Gold Coast Music Awards. We're performing at that, and then Service Paradise Live Festival, which is great to see. They've injected a bit of country into the lineup this year, so we're playing at that. But it's a pretty awesome lineup. They've got the Living End, Daryl Braithwaite, Jebediah, Chocolate Starfish. It's a huge lineup of Aussie rock classic bands, I guess, and we're playing at that. So that's going to be great. That's in May, and then heap of stuff coming up. I'll have to go back and have a look at the website to have a look at all the dates. But and there's a couple of festivals that I'm about to be announced on the lineup, which I can't say because I'll get a lot of trouble, which I don't want to do. So, but there's a couple of really great festivals that we're lucky enough to be playing at this year. VDM Fest, which has been announced already. Myself and one of my good mates, Brooke Chevelle, we're both playing at that up at Billawheeler, and that was just the best night. We played there last year and with Travis Collins, and it was awesome. So heading back up there again in October.
He did a fantastic job of that festival last year. It looked brilliant. So if you can get to that one, jump on board and go, because I think you regret not going. I think there's so many festivals coming up, so it's just fantastic at the moment. Have you got any? You've got Tassie this week coming up. Have you got any more coming down here?
In Tassie? Well,
12 months or so?
Well, we might, Danny, but I'm not actually allowed to say. I know we were chatting about it off air.
Oh, I didn't even think of that. Oh, I actually forgot about that one.
Yes,
I forgot about that one. We did talk about that one, didn't we? I was thinking of more of a tour of your own. I wasn't thinking of a festival down here.
No.
We did talk about that.
Definitely coming back down.
One moment in mind. That's my luck.
Shout out to Adrian at the Methina Club. He's tuning in at the moment as well. So g'day. And my mum's tuning in as well. So g'day, mum. How are you handling the heat, mum? She'd be struggling. Because we're born and raised in Tassie. My mum's from the northwest coast, from Wynyard, and but we've always been living up here on the Gold Coast for 20 years, and my mum hates the heat, so she'll be struggling at the moment.
Oh, well, she should come back down because she wouldn't have any problem at the moment here. We're freezing.
I think she'd love to. And I guess anyone else, if you're tuning in, we were just saying a little bit earlier, I don't know if you can see it or not. Can you see that? No, can you? There it is. There we
go.
So that's the album. It's 1 year old today. It's had its birthday. And I just wanted to say thank you to everybody who's grabbed a copy of this. If you haven't, and you want to grab one, you can just jump on my website. They're $20. We post them out. If you want an autograph one, let me know, and or we'll bring them down to the show in Tassie on Saturday at the Methina Club. So we'll have those as well.
What's the best way for people to follow is it your website? Do you put all your gigs that are coming up on Facebook, on your website? What's the best way for people to follow?
If you want to know where I'm playing, we update my website. There's a little tour section on the website and has all the dates up on that part of the website. So you can check that out, or otherwise, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all the normal usual suspects. You'll definitely find me all over the bloody place.
Yep, Excellent. I'm just trying to read some of these comments. They're really, really small in the bottom of the corner here. So we've got, that's better. Thank you.
Somebody said ground water. Brendan said fabulous album. Thanks, Brendan. You're a champion. Judy
Nick
Smith
just asked, he said, you've been nominated for awards on the Gold Coast Music Awards category. What categories are they in? The awards that you've been nominated.
Good question. We've been put forward for a few of the awards. They haven't announced the finalists yet. I think they announced the finalists in a few weeks. So stay tuned. But we are performing at the awards, which is great because we've been on to the Gold Coast Music Awards for the last couple of years to showcase country music on the Gold Coast, because a lot of the indie bands or the rock bands or your Triple J type acts tend to get a run at these these gigs, but they don't really get it as much behind country. So it's nice to see them getting behind it this year, which is good.
It's fantastic, actually. Yeah. Jan has just popped in. Jan's at all of your shows in Queensland. She's a fantastic 18.
She was there yesterday. We did a gig up in Brisbane. It was actually quite a cool gig for Channel 7, and a guy called Paul Burt, who's works for Channel 7. He does an outdoors fishing show, and we did this live stream up there on Sunday from the Anaconda store, which was great. And Jan and a few of the other crew were there, so that was good. And we had a really interesting gig on Friday up at the Treasury Casino, and then we did one at Daniel Morecambe Foundation had a fundraising event on Saturday night at the Brisbane City Hall, and I sang at that as well. So it's been a pretty busy last few days.
It has been, actually. It's, I don't know, for those that don't follow Casey on Facebook, jump over and like his page, because he always pops some really interesting stuff about different gigs and different places he's been at. You'll see other people he's singing with or been around. It's great. And actually, while you're at it, jump on and share this page, because the more people that see it, the more we can get artists in, the more we can do for you guys. So share the page, get your friends to jump on board and like it, and we can get some more of these interviews happening while you're at it. Fiona, what has she written? I can't read it.
Yeah, I can read it. Now, Fiona and I go way back way back when I used to go to high school back down in Tassie in Ulverstone. So I got to see Fiona at the Summer Moon Festival back in December, so it was great to see you there. But I know it's not easy for you to get around, so I know you can't make it on Saturday, but thanks for your message. Maybe I'll see you a bit later in the year.
Yes, that'll be fantastic. And M Towns has jumped on and she said that she can't wait to see you on Saturday night, so it's going to be an awesome night.
Thanks, Em. Bring your dancing shoes.
Bring your dancing shoes, bring some friends, and let's have some fun. Well, we've been on here for half an hour, and I think that is possibly part of the problem with the program. It doesn't like us for going so long. We better jump off and let everybody have a good night, get ready for the weekend, because we all need our rest, because we have a big Saturday night ahead. And for those of you that aren't down here, should jump on a plane, come down and come to the show.
And if you haven't got tickets, if you're in Tassie and you haven't grabbed your tickets, you still can. I think they've got them at the door on the night. If you can all bring about 50 of your mates, that'd be great. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
I know on the night they have, I think they've got some $5 meat rolls and gravy that you can get. And I think they've got different foods and things going on down there, and they've got a raffle. So bring some change, enter the raffle, grab some food, and we're all set. And I actually think there's some people that are possibly, you might have to check with the Mathina Country Club, but I think people are actually camping around town. So there might be some different things on the next day, food-wise, that you can grab and make a bit of a weekend of it.
One last thing too, a lot of people probably wouldn't know, but Adrian from the Mathina Club was sharing with me a couple of weeks ago that unfortunately the club has been broken into not once but twice in the last 4 months, and which is a pretty poor thing to happen. And so I think this weekend's a bit of a way to sort of kickstart the club and get behind the community and make it a big night. So we're definitely keen to put on a big night and good show and get behind the club. So it should be good.
That's exactly right. It'll be a really good night. I think everywhere, whether it be Tassie, whatever state you're in, it's so good to get behind these shows, because the more we get behind them, the more they're going to do. And we're always saying we want people to come, so let's get behind them and have a fun and make it happen again. Mike Towns has just said we've rounded up a big crowd.
Beauty, legend. Thanks, Mike.
We will see you there. Cassie's happy with that. That's 49 friends that you have to bring, not 50. Yes. And Jan has also said to have a safe trip to the US and knock them dead. Thanks,
Jan. I'll see you when I get back, my friend.
If you guys have any questions for us, leave them in the comments and we'll come back and answer them. We might, if I assume we've got enough internet to go live down there. We'll try and go live from Casey's show on Saturday at Mathina, see what we can come up with. Some of you might be able to jump on and say hi, so keep an eye out. If we don't have enough reception, we'll film it and post it when I get back home. It might be the way to go.
If we don't have enough reception, everyone just needs to come.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, just pull your finger out and do what they used to do in the old days and actually come to the concert.
Yeah, go to a show.
It's this other whole thing.
I do remember before they had Facebook, we used to learn about a show on a poster in shop windows.
Yeah. And we can actually have like conversations like face to face. It's this whole other thing. Yeah.
So you don't have a phone between you.
It is great.
It's like what's Pete's song all about? Talking on your phone. The Pete Dennehy song.
Exactly. Less of it. Yeah. I'm all for it.
Aaron has just jumped on and said we'll have plenty of service. So I think you're working down there on Saturday, aren't you, Aaron? You're doing security or doing something down there, I think.
Don't mess with him.
So are you bringing a whole heap of friends?
Adrian does do a wicked job.
Sorry?
I was reading one of the other comments there from Mike saying Adrian does a wicked job with the club and community. Please support them. And I'd agree. He's done an amazing job. So we want to get behind the whole night.
Absolutely, I agree. Well, we might jump off of here and let you guys have a good night. Now, tomorrow night we have got Damo from the Viper Creek Band coming back, because last week we had so many troubles with this program. So Damo's going to join us again tomorrow night, and we will, so just as an extra Tuesday night live, which we probably need to apologise, because it's going to sort of cut in a bit with Brooke Chevelle's time. So we're going to be on similar times to him, unfortunately. So it'll be 8 o'clock tomorrow night, 8 o'clock my time and 7 o'clock all you Queensland people's time. But yeah, we'll jump on and finish up chatting to him. So if you have any questions, get them ready and we can ask him tomorrow night, hopefully without any problems.
Damo is a champion.
They've also got a single that's doing really well. So, all right. Well, thank you for joining us, Casey.
My pleasure. Absolute pleasure.
Some of us will see you Saturday, and some of us will see you when you get back from the US. We want to hear all about it, and we look forward to hearing some new music from you.
I can't wait to share it. No, thanks for having me, and thanks for everyone for tuning in, and thanks for the support. And we'll see most of you guys soon, somewhere around the traps, I'm sure.
We sure will. Thanks, guys. You have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow.